Back to the footy. This is the Northern Football League match of the day.
Plenty Valley FM.
And welcome back to the NFL match of the day. Both sides now out on the ground, ready for the second half. Panton Hill leading 4-9-33 to Watsonia 3-4-22 around the grounds in Division 1. Epping 7-3-45 to West Preston Lakeside 8-6-54. McLeod 6-14-50 to Leeds Greensborough 6-6-42. Montmorency 7-9-51 leading Lowell 21-5-11. Heidelberg 10-7-67 is 40 points in front of Alton 4-3-27, and Bundura's clawed back into it against Northcote Park 7-6-48 to Northcote Park 8-2-50. Division 2 action, Hurstbridge still leading Diamond Creek 12-6-78 to 10-6-68, 10 points in it there in the high scoring game. Laylaw 3-5-23 to Whittlesea 8-9-57. Murder is 6-2-38 to the Fitzroy Stars 9-7-61, and South Moraine just one solitary behind to North Heidelberg's 14-15-89, so pretty one-sided there. Boys, here it's just 11 points in it. It's Panton Hill with the lead, but certainly Watsonia with the last 3 goals, or there are only 3 goals coming at the end of that second quarter, they took the momentum into half-time.
Yes, a cracking second semi-final here at Shelley Street Reserve. We've got Panton Hill and Watsonia, and they're going hammer and tong at each other. That third quarter was one for the ages. Sensational stuff by Watsonia, getting back into the contest after Panton Hill ran away to a big 27-point lead at the early stages of that second quarter, and haven't Watsonia just been fantastic in the back end of that first half, getting back into the contest. That we're hoping that they can bring a similar effort here at the start of the third.
And I'd be interested to see how Watsonia set up their forward line, whether they keep the small to medium forwards up in there, or whether they try to make their big forwards prevalent. As we are ready for the start of the second half here, it is Panton Hill leading by 11 points, and straight from the middle, Bryce getting involved in there. Lowther as well gets out to Cranborg. It clears straight up inside the forward 50. Comes out there to Toffelon, who has to track back to go and get it. Coming through first, though, was Abbott. Abbott's wrapped up in a big tackle at ground level. Umpire comes in, says, give it to me, we'll have a ball up. Centre-half forward for the Redbacks. 4-9-33 to 3-4-22 here. Ball thrown up again. Cranborg taps it down. Out to Lowther, who tries to corral his opponent. Eventually gets it around on the right foot. Goes up inside the forward line. Zach Williams couldn't take the mark. Bounces off his chest. At ground level there, Watsonia doing really well. Getting back was Cronton, who kicks out to Matt Collier on the wing, but the kick was just a bit heavy. Goes out for a boundary throw-in, centre wing, near side of the ground.
So first goal crucial here, isn't it? Panton will be desperate to get again a 3-goal lead, but Watsonia can kick one and be within 1 goal. If they can kick that next goal, it would be their 4th in succession, as the umpire now throws it in. Dornoff again goes third man up and just smacks it forward 20 metres. Strongman happy to see the ball go out of bounds. I think overrunning it, and now the ball is back in the hands of the boundary umpire. Dornoff just does that consistently, doesn't he? He just gets across the face of the ruckman and smacks it away, and now it's Tyler Scarce working really closely with him, but Cranberg there hit it directly down the throat there of Dornoff, who kicked it inside attacking 50. Wilbox flew from the front, couldn't take it, comes into the hands there. That was of Curlin, went around his body. Panton Hill, those numbers, 2 of them there in the goal square. That was Joffa Byron, he gave it off to Anthony Bryce, and they will now clear their defensive 50. Long kick by Bryce up towards the wing, and off the back of the contest is Allen with the footy, but he might have given away. No, it was Wallace who got the free kick, actually. Allen got it over the back of the pack, but it wasn't his ball. Wallace was infringed with, so he's now got the ball about 70 metres out from goal. Takes on his direct opponent, goes with a long right foot kick deep in towards the goal square. Setting himself there is Cranborg and Box, but they both spoiled each other. Off hands, here's a chance for Riccardi. Didn't quite get to him. Good effort by Box there. Now ball at ground level, snap around the corner. Could go close. Didn't quite get there. The snap was from Cotier, who was going for his second, but a good mark taken there on the last line defence. And now Toffelon has it at half back for Panton Hill. Toffelon's got Duckworth short if he wants him. Decides to go a bit longer to a 2-on-2 contest. Zach Williams at the back, flies for it, doesn't take it. Scarce gets on the bounce. A little chip over the top into Lowther's path at the forward line. Lowther just comes off his foot, bounces towards the boundary line, and there'll be a throw in at right half forward. That kick had to hit him, didn't he? He had 5 metres on his opponent there, Lowther. It was a pretty basic hit-up target, and it just missed him. And it's been a game of that for Panton Hill. Near opportunities, but not quite close enough as the umpire throws the ball in. Cranborg won it down. Scouting the front of the pack, Abe Williams, can he get involved here? Flicks now into his direction. He's going to be under a lot of pressure there from Fraser Elliott. He did really well, didn't he? Then he got it out and then away through Hendry. Hendry chips up the line, a nice kick to Scarce. Tyler Scarce actually chips it inside. Well, he's made a meal of that one there, but 2 Watsonia defenders ran into each other, and kicking his fourth goal, in fact, was Brendan O'Connor. A bit of fortune there, as it was Hines, and I think the other one was Weissenfeld as well, who ran into each other, took each other out, and it allowed Brendan O'Connor, in fact, to just pick up the easiest of goals you've ever seen, ran into an open square and just put it straight through, and Panton Hill kicks that decisive first goal. They're now 5-9-39, Watsonia 3 goals 4-22.
It's funny how a little bit of luck can help you out. If that kick by Scarce was actually a good kick, it probably would have been stopped by one of those two defenders, but it split the two of them. It was the old mongrel grubber through the forward line and eventually got to O'Connor. Good effort in the first goal there for Panton Hill. They extend their lead to 17 points, and here they go again. Going hard is Bryce. He's got the ball at 40 metres out. He goes with a left foot ping towards the goal. It's going to get there! 2 in a minute for Panton Hill, and they are right up and about here at the start of the third quarter. Sensational stuff there. It's a 23-point ball game again, and Watsonia with work to do once more.
We said it prior to the break that the first 5 minutes of the third term are going to be crucial, because if Panton Hill got a run on, all that hard work that Watsonia did in the second quarter almost becomes null and void. As it turns out, 2 goals in the space of 30 seconds, and it's now back out to that 23-point lead. It was 27 earlier, but now Watsonia again staring down the barrel with the score 22-45, and Panton Hill with all the run on.
And barreling into that contest with Kremborg, he got it out to Hendry, and now they're going again. Nice little chip ball inside the forward half. Going after it hard was Hines. He had to work hard. It came off the back of the pack. Another chance for a goal. Panton Hill's got just turned this game on its head. Sensational stuff there. Watsonia do not know what hit him, and that goal there was to Callum Still. He gets his first of the day.
Well, that's amazing, isn't it? And it's all come from their dominance in the middle of the ground. 2 centre clearances in a row results to 3 goals in the space of, in terms of game time, within a minute, isn't it really? Panton Hill now with a comfortable lead. It's a match high lead. It's a 29-point buffer, 7-9-51 to 3-4-22. And it felt like just a moment ago I said if Watsonia kicked the next, they're within a goal, and all of a sudden the margin blows out to near 5 goals. So it's 3 minutes of football, which very well could be decisive in this game of football.
Well, this is incredible, isn't it? 3 goals in about a minute for Panton Hill, and Watsonia don't know what to do. Out of the middle, Hogg gets a tap down to Curlin. Curlin's wrapped up in a tackle. Out the middle, Allen gets a clearance inside the forward 50. It bounces once over his intended target. Getting back there is Box. Really well done from Will Box. Has to corral Wallace, who gets a tackle. And the umpire says a free kick awarded to Panton Hill. So Will Box will have it now in the left back pocket, and he's looking to move it on quickly. Decides to go with the right boot, goes to the high one, up towards the wing. A good mark taken underneath there is Byron, who gets it around on the right foot, goes to the high kick out to Lowther, who handballs inboard to Abe Williams. He's got the run on here, Williams. A left foot kick up to left half forward. Out the back there is Hines, who gets the first hand to it. Falls down to Rose, has to get off the ground the second time. In there is Weissenfeld. McGough, really good pressure there from Panton Hill. Comes out to Elliott though of Watsonia, and they're away Watsonia. Elliott clears the 50, goes up to Crompton, who handballs on to Matt Cottier. Watsonia with the run now, up to right half forward. He finds a man there in Abbott, who takes on the mark, goes back, has a look further afield. Goes to the high kick now, inside the forward 50. Who can take it? 2-on-1 contest. Wallace, it falls front and centre to Matt Cottier, who gets on the right boot, but it's smothered off the ball there, and Bryce gets it back to Panton Hill. Gets past his man, handballs inboard. Strongman shrugs one, gets it off again. Passing around the defensive 50, Panton Hill. Will Box will clear the 50 with a big high kick up to the wing.
It's going to go towards Duckworth. It came off his hands, so now chance for Watts as they move into their forward 50. High ball. Underneath it is Wallace. He couldn't quite take it. Good smother there by Box. Getting a little handball out. Nice effort to get it to Abbott, who swung it around the corner into the goal square. Oh, still a chance here for Watsonia. They're going to get a goal here. It bounced off the marking contest in the goal square, and Andrew Kidd front and square there. Nice work. Snap around the corner. He gets one back.
Right place, right time there for Anthony Kidd, but it was, I guess, persistence to keep the ball locked inside their attacking 50, which ended up paying dividends, and they kick a much-needed goal. Margin back to 23 points. Watsonia 4-4-28. Panton Hill 7-9-51, and as Tom said, Andrew Kidd kicks his first goal of the day.
Yeah, good to see Watsonia haven't been completely hit by those 3 goals that Panton Hill scored just a few minutes ago, and they get one back there through Kidd. Scores now read 7-9-51 to 4-4-28. Panton Hill still leading comfortably here as Hogg gets a big leap up. Comes down to Bryce though of Panton Hill, who's wrapped up in a tackle by Allen. The umpire calls for it, and there'll be a secondary ball up in the middle of the ground.
See, those clouds are getting a bit darker by the moments as well, so potentially some rain later in this game as well, which just makes this lead even more important for Panton Hill.
Ball kicks up to centre half forward, and a good mark taken out the back there at centre-half back there by Strongman of Panton Hill, who moves out wide, finds a man, it's a poor kick in the end. Curlin gets front and centre to it, a handball over the top there. A lot of pressure being applied. A free kick has been picked out though. I think advantage has been paid. Watsonia running inside the forward 50. A little kick over the top, finds a man in Kidd, who takes the mark on the lead, and he's going to go back and kick from about 50 metres out with not much of an angle to speak of.
Gee, the momentum changes in this game have been, there've been so many of them, haven't there been? And already in the space of within 10 minutes in this third quarter, it could be a second dramatic one as Kidd's kick goes right to the line. Never had the accuracy in minus score, so they would have loved that one to have gone through. Would have been his second in the space of 2 minutes, but unfortunately hung out to the right. Scoreboard reads Watsonia now 4 goals, 5-29. Panton Hill 7-9-51. We've played 8.5 minutes in this third term.
The change in cloud coverage has also changed the speed of the wind, and it's heading in the direction of the Watsonia goals at this stage. They would want to make the most of it here in this third term. And the ball now at full-back here for Panton Hill. Ball coming out towards box. He couldn't quite take the mark. He picked it up off ground level and gave a little handball out to a teammate, and eventually over to Hendry. And Hendry releases his man through the middle of the ground. Right foot kick out in the direction of Lowther. Lowther has got his man Daly Bear covered, and he goes with a right foot kick long into the forward half. O'Connor almost took the mark off his hands. Good defence there at the back. He thought it was going to go out of bounds there, O'Connor. Hines went after it at the second effort, and he was able to force it out of bounds. And Lowther's appealing for out in the full, but it's not going to be that. It's going to be a throw-in right in front of the Panton Hill bench.
Simon and Moore getting plenty of disposals again in this third quarter. He was the one that kicked it up to half forward earlier. The ball now in dispute. Quick kick came out the back of the pack to Alden Abbott. Couldn't take it cleanly. Allowed Abe Williams to get in. Handballs off to that man and Moore. He can chip inside now. Kick wasn't the best. Well, it wasn't so much a poor kick. It was just that reading it off the boot there with Lockie Dornoff, and he got in front there of Zach Williams and took the relieving mark. Kick across the face. That's really dangerous. It's hung up for an eternity nearly. 2-on-2 contest. Fortunately, getting the kick away from Watsonia, it looked like it was Abbott. Went to that far side. Daly Bear got a really unkind bounce, and attacking the footy was Strongman. Strongman now assessing his options. Can go long and kick in the direction there of a number of players. Callum still flew from 3 deep and took an absolute hanger. And he's had, it's been a good quarter for him. He's already kicked one, and he flew from the back and jumped over the top of the pack and took a good mark there for the Panton Hill Football Club.
What a great mark there by Still. Deep there in the left forward pocket, and he was able to rise above the pack, had a couple beneath him, and pull in a big grab. And he can kick a big goal if he's able to swing this one back. He's got 1 goal straight so far today, Callum Still, and this would be an important one if he could pop this one through for the Redbacks. He goes with the right foot, stabs at the footy, and it just fades to the left.
He kicked the cover off it, didn't he, there? He went hard, and unfortunately off the boot, it was always missing to the near side. Minor score, it's Panton Hill 7 goals, 10-52. Watsonia 4-5-29, 11 minutes played, third term.
So from full-back, Watsonia through Weissenfeld. Looking to kick out to the far side, goes to the right boot. And in front, the mark not taken there by Bryce. Actually, it was paid, so I thought he didn't hang on to it long enough, but Bryce decides to square it up now to Lowther. He has to be careful here. Rose almost applied the spoil, but Lowther goes inside the forward 50 again. Ball hits the ground. A lot of players in and around there. And Williams wheels around on the right boot, and it's swung in for a goal. Panton Hill have their 8th for the day. It is 8-10-58 to Watsonia 4-5-29, and Panton Hill get another goal there.
Well, they're now exactly double them up, and it's been those midfielders that are working the Watsonia midfield's over. I think now Abe Williams has been just so strong in the contest. Now, a half opportunity. He got the ball, quickly put on the boot and spun back beautifully. Up forward now, Stills making a hand or causing a handful, and so too Brendan O'Connor. They just seem to be there. They've got more probably class over the course of the field. Strongman's been great down back as well, and it just seems that, I guess as a unit, they're working a bit better than Watsonia at the time being.
So from the centre, Clark picks it up off the ground, rides the bunt from Lowther, gets it off, and Watsonia clear the midfield. Up the centre half forward now, at the back. Wallace can run onto it here, but not before Strongman, who gets back well and clears out to the right back flank and finds McGough for Panton Hill. He's got a man short if he wants him, decides to go a bit longer to Toffel 2-on-1 contest out the back. The fly from the Watsonia player didn't come off in the end. Lowther just gets back on the right boot, goes back over the top to Toffel, who kept on running. Toffel takes the mark.
Really clever there from Lowther, just doubled back and waited for Toffel to run into space.
He's got scarce shorts, decides to square it up a bit more inside the centre of the forward 50, bounces once. Hogg gets back and does well for Watsonia. Intercepted by Bryce. He's going to run into an open goal, and Bryce puts it through.
The thief in the night. He just stole it out of Hogg's hands there and just ran straight for goal, made a beeline for the goal square and popped it through for the easiest one you'll see of the day.
And it now moves the scoreline to 9-10-64 Panton Hill. Watsonia 4-5-29 round the grounds. Division 1, McLeod 7-4-56 to Greensboro 7-6-48. Epping is in front of West Preston Lakeside 10-4-64 to 9-6-60. Montmorency's 51 to Lowell Plenty 11. Heidelberg 67 leads Eltham at 28 and Bundura 48 trails Northcote Park 56.
They are away again. Beautiful kick extracted by Kremborg, and then Abe Williams hit Tyler Scarce about 40 metres out, and they are absolutely scintillating at the moment, Panton.
Wouldn't they have just been wrapped when Abe Williams said, 3/4 of the way through the year or just before the cut-off date that I'm right to play footy again, and he was great in that first game back against Parkside. He's been great in the back half of the year. He's having a big day today at North Shelley Reserve as that kick from Scarce goes right to the line, doesn't quite have the carry, fell half a metre short, and a minor score though. Panton Hill still lead by a very decent margin, 9 goals 11-65. Watsonia 4-5-29, 6 goals the margin. It was just 11 points at half time. This quarter's just gone 14 minutes.
The kick exits to 50, tracking it down. Abe Williams, handball over the top now. Allen's going to run onto it. No, he just misses it. Amore gets it back. Panton Hill with the footy again. A high kick now up to centre half forward. Who's going to fly for Panton Hill? No one does in the end. It comes out to Kremborg though. He's going to put it on the right. He goes with the short kick up to the forward line, but just didn't come off, and Hines was back there. Took the mark and now switches to the outer side. Dornoff takes it. Right back flank. Goes with the kick up to the wing, and Hodgson takes it again. Looking further afield, he's got Allen on if he wants him. Decides to go a bit more inboard to Abbott, who takes the mark and just slows it down. Waits for plays to get past. Abbott goes on the right boot, goes up to half forward. It's a wobbly old kick. It finds Kidd, who runs inside the forward 50, decides to go back again. A little chip kick over the top, inside the forward 50, and a big fly from Wallace. He takes a strong grab, and he's going to go back from 30 metres out and try and kick Watsonia back into this game.
Just looking at the Panton Hill bench, and still came off after the Bryce goal, and he was really favouring, it looks like a right wrist or a right thumb, so he's in a bit of pain there, so that could be an interesting one. And also Daly Bear really walking slowly from the field at the moment as well, so a few injuries popping up in the past 5 minutes.
Yet to hit the scoreboard so far today, Tom Wallace, but he has been very good, hard in the contest, and that kick needs to go through, but it doesn't. It just fades to the left. It's his first score of the day, one behind, and the score now, it's a 35-point margin.
So 9 goals, 11-65. Panton Hill to Watsonia 4-6-30, and as Tom said, 35 points. From fullback is Joffa Byron for Panton Hill. He's got players on the near side if he wants. He kicks it to himself and does go with a big long kick out to right half back. Out the back there is Hogg, goes for the fly. It falls down to, looks like Evans there for Panton Hill. Hits the ground. A lot of players diving in now for both teams. Umpire calls for it. There'll be a ball up at right half back for the Redbacks.
I think a free kick's been paid after all that, and it's going to go to Clark. So Clark now at half forward, goes inside 50. Riccardi looks to be his target. He's got 3 defenders swooping around him. Ball hits the deck, and Abe Williams just ensures that it goes out of bounds. 30 metres out from the Watsonia goal. They trail this game here, 4-6-30 to Panton Hill 9-11-65.
You feel like the Redbacks have got 1 foot in the grand final. They just need to keep applying the pressure that they have been in the early parts of this third quarter, and they will get there on that last Saturday. And now the ball deep inside the forward pocket. Snap around the corner. Chance for Watsonia. Is that a miracle goal? I think it is. Is that Andrew Kidd, who's just kicked a magnificent goal from the right foot pocket?
I think it was Shane Hodgson. I think it might have come off, in fact. So we'll wait on kind of confirmation, but the all clear is given, and it's Watsonia 5-6-36. Panton Hill 9-11-65, and that's a much needed goal.
So a goal gets Watsonia back in the contest here. It is I think it's 29-point ball game in favour of Panton Hill, but
glimmer of hope.
There is still hope here for Watsonia.
It was Kidd, so Tom was right the first time around. Should never have been doubted.
So ball back in the centre of the ground here. Ruck work to be done by McConnell and trying to pick out, it is Cranborg in the ruck.
Reminiscent of Nick Malcheski's amazing left foot snap in the grand final.
Which you know quite well.
And I don't want to know of, as we go out to Keane, who's in the midfield. It goes with the high kick out to the forward line. Players underneath this one. On the lead, O'Connor couldn't take it. Ball hits the ground. He comes out to Weissenfeld at fullback, who's wrapped up in a big tackle. He gets it off there, has to track it back down. Really well done there from O'Connor, who tries to get the footy back, but it goes over for a boundary throw-in. And lots of pressure being applied there in the forward 50 for Panton Hill.
Hurstbridge still leading in Division 2 over Diamond Creek now by 16 points, 84 to 68, and Laylaw 23 trails Whittlesea 73.
Grenborg ends that one down. Doesn't find any teammates. Now at ground level is Allen there for Watsonia, trying to get it out towards Clark. Clark paddling it towards the boundary and then paddling it back towards Allen. And there's a fair few numbers around this footy. There's going to be another stoppage. Ball locked in at half forward.
And other two games in Division 2, Mernda 62 trails the Fitzroy Stars 80, South Brang 23 trailing North Heidelberg 108.
So ball at the bottom of the pack once again. Going in hard was Allen once more, giving it a real crack here in the third quarter. And held to him once more, and it will be yet another stoppage, same position on the outer side.
And imagine we're moving into time on here in the third quarter as the ball's thrown up left half forward for the Redbacks. It's a high up and under kick going towards the boundary line. It will be out of bounds on the full. Free kick to be paid to Panton Hill. So at left half forward here, the Redbacks. Ball in the hands of, I think that might be Evans, who goes with the big kick up into the forward line. O'Connor flies from the back. It doesn't come off for him. It goes out the back there to Rose, who dives on top of it. Spills out eventually into the pocket. Dornoff, who's tackled over the boundary line, and there'll be a throw-in in the forward pocket for the Redbacks.
A player like O'Connor who can step into the role of Finnan and just crash packs all day and create a contest for you in the forward half. They're worth their weight in gold. An experienced player who can step up into a role that they haven't done all year. As the snap comes around the corner out of the stoppage and hits the left post, it's going to be one behind. But just back on O'Connor, he's been fantastic today, just creating a contest every time the ball goes down the Panton Hill forward half.
That was O'Connor again with the snap out of the pack, so he very nearly had his fifth in opportunistic circumstances. 9-12-66, place 5-6-36. It's Panton Hill leading Watsonia by 5 straight goals. Now the ball taking, or not so much 5 straight goals, but it's 5 direct goals as the ball now goes into the ground, and Kremborg just gets back and takes an absolute beauty, and it looks like McConnell's in a bit of strife. He still hasn't got to his feet. Chips inside and fires Zach Williams, who marks in front of Stephen Rose. And we'll keep an eye on that one because McConnell looks to be in a bit of strife, but a chance now for Zach Williams to kick his second. He missed a shot from, well, probably closer than this range, right on the breadth of quarter time, and an opportunity now for goal number 2, and if he kicks this one, 6 goals heading into time on of the third quarter. Panton Hill very rarely is moving so close to that grand final berth, so he comes in now. Williams gets plenty of air into it. It's going to have the carry, not quite the accuracy across the face line. Score. They move to 9-13-67. Watsonia's 5-6-36.
It was a big kick into the win, that one, as Watsonia moving off half-back. Eldon Abbott got it to a teammate, and then the ball slid out to Riccardi, who took a nice mark here on the left half-back flank. Riccardi now right foot kick, finds his man in Elliott. He can turn and go straight away, and he does through the middle, looking for a target at centre half forward, who takes the mark and goes straight away with a left foot kick deep inside the forward half. Almost a mark there at the back to Kidd. Good work by Strongman. Gets it over to a teammate. Trying to work hard is McGough to find the footy after Wallace crashed in. Still a chance here. Kidd, great second effort. Got it to the goal square. Still a chance for Watsonia. Great work by the Panton Hill back six. Once again, Will Box, but that kick as to no one in particular. Brodie Riccardi has now got the footy 60 metres out. He can't quite kick it this far. There is a fair bit of wind, but he's not going to get the journey from there. So he elects to give a handball off to a teammate in Rose. Rose with a left foot kick. Oh, great defensive effort once again by the Panton Hill back six. Riccardi going in hard again, but they can't get through this wall of Redbacks. Going hard was... I think that was Lauder pushing it towards the boundary, and he's going to get it again here. He's got his teammate helping him out there in Keane, but it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be a neutral ball on the outer side, and the boundary umpire will throw it in front of the camera.
So centre wing here, near side of the ground. Watsonia getting into the contest here. They know they need to score a few goals to stay in with a chance to reach the grand final. Lauder has it on the wing. Centres it up to a teammate there in Keane. Lauder gets it back. Has to shrug off Dornoff. Gets it off to a teammate there. Oh, who's dumped in the tackle. Evans was absolutely thrown down and will receive a free kick for it as well. So an illegal tackle there. Evans has it on the centre wing. He's got Gilmore off for the handball if he wants. Decides to go a bit further back to Joffa Byron, who loads up on the right foot. Goes up to the right half forward flank. A contest. Ball off hands. Hits the ground. Abbott running onto it, but a free kick has been given for holding the man. And it will be given to Abbott for Watsonia at left half back. He's got a man short if he wants and decides to go inboard to Dornoff, who again goes further inboard into the centre of the ground. Wallace on the lead, can't take it, ball hits the ground. Haydock getting in hard under the footy. Out to Panton Hill again, going inside the forward 50. At the back, who can fly for it? Hines. Weissenfeld hits the ground in a tackle by Scarce. inside the forward 50, and there will be a ball up.
He had the best position there, O'Connor. He was out the back and would have been able to take the mark, but he ran around to the front and allowed Hines to get the better position.
Thrown up again, Weissenfeld misses it. Scarce at hands and knees. Handball's out, comes down to McGough, wrapped up in a big tackle by McConnell. Hits the ground again. The ball it looks like it will be locked up. It's just bobbling around still. Kicked off the ground towards goal, but getting back there is Elliott for Watsonia, who puts it on the boot and goes out to the right back pocket. Hodgson takes the mark on the lead. He's got a man over the top if he wants. Matt Cottier. The kick was a bit heavy for Cottier. He's got the speed, but not enough to chase the ball down to the boundary line. It goes out for a throw in centre wing on the far side of the ground.
Well, there's a more than 5 goal margin. Their foot skills must be better than that going forward if they want any chance of going through to the grand final without having to play in the prelim Watsonia. But it doesn't look like it at the moment. Dean Haydock running through the middle, running a mark as it was a great tackle there by Watsonia player to turn over the ball. I think it was Allen laying that tackle there, and now the ball at half forward in the arms of Wallace, but it bounced off him. Byron, nice work. Got a right foot kick to lace out to Kremborg. It was a beautiful kick from Byron. He read the situation beautifully. Kremborg inside, almost Lowther chipped it off as it was about to go to Duckworth. Possibly could have left it, but a great second effort there from Duckworth to try and win the ball back. He's scarce at ground level. He was very good in the first half. Ball bobbling around between a few players, getting a handball out there. It was a nice little ball there from Kimberley, but it couldn't find a teammate, and the ball trickles out of bounds there, right in front of the Panton Hill bench here, deep in the forward half, right centre at right half forward. Right half forward I was looking for.
Kremborg won it down to Amore, was bumped in the tackle. Quick kick come out Watsonia's way. He's going to pitch just inside the line, attacking the footy. There's Alden Abbott, wrapped up by Duckworth. That is, in fact, it's Bryce. That's a ripping tackle, not rewarded, and the ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. Panton Hill box was desperate for that call. They're still leading by a massive margin here, or comfortable enough margin. 67 plays 36. It looks like Still's done for today. Arm in a sling. Amore again just got the ball out of the contest. Kick was smothered. Came out from Scarce. It's going to be great effort by Dornoff. That looked like allowed the mark for all money. Dornoff reached around and somehow got a fist in against his bigger opponent. The ball goes out of bounds 35 metres out from the Panton Hill goal.
Hasn't stopped trying, Lockie Dornoff. He's been fantastic for 3 quarters, and you would imagine that he'll bring that same effort in the last term. Kremborg wins it out of the ruck. It's not going to go to any of his teammates. Nicely extracted by Crompton, and he got it up to the man there in Hogg, but he slipped over, and going in hard again, Hogg. Great second effort. Byron at the bottom of the pack. Could be a push in the back. No, it's going to be a stoppage right in front of us here on the near wing.
We haven't seen much of Crompton since the first quarter. He's one of their better ball users that's been kept quiet. Here he is, Crompton, but again harassed by Scarce, who did really well in the contest. Gets off to Evans, who's slung down in the tackle. Crompton gets it back again, but again he's caught in a few tackles, and the ball goes out of bounds for a throw-in centre wing.
Around the grounds, Bundoori's hit the front against Northcote Park, 10-9-69 to 9-4-58. So that's an important one for the Bulls, taking back the lead. Also, Alton pegging back slightly against Heidelberg, 69 to 42, margin back to 27 points, and McLeod leads Greensboro by just a goal, 69 to 63. So as it currently stands, it would still be Alton going into the September action if the results stayed as they were.
Saints will have to kick at least 10 goals for the day if they're going to get over the line, and Panton Hill's only conceded 10 goals 3 times so far in 2013, so it's going to be a hard task here.
A big kick forward from Kimberley, goes towards Wallace at centre half forward, back to Kimberley, who goes to the kick inside the forward 50. He's got a man on if he wants. A big spoiler at the back there from Evans, did really well. Falls down to Haydock, who goes to the kick. Umpires called it back, I think.
He's pushed in the back as he kicked it, I believe. So the free kick is going to actually go back to where it... actually, no, it's going to be a downfield free kick, and a different man is going to have to take the footy. Haydock wanted it, but it's not going to be the case.
So it's Toffelon at left half back. I thought advantage might have been paid, but Toffelon goes with a big kick up to the wing, and taking the mark back with the flight of the footy was Weissenfeld, who decides to centre it up and finds a man in the middle to Dornoff. Dornoff now just goes back on his mark, has to look forward for players, goes out to right half forward. Now there's a man all by himself. That's Wallace who takes it. He goes back again, just a slow, patient build up from Watsonia. Another kick inside centre half forward, but back there by himself was McGough, who takes the intercept mark for Panton Hill, and Panton Hill regain possession at half-back.
You just can't let them set up the way they do in the back 6 there, Panton Hill, or they'll just run away once those entries come deep into that back half. But is going to be a free kick. It's going to go Watsonia's way. Advantage paid. And through the middle of the ground, the ball is now in the hands of Allen. He goes to the left foot kick. It's not the best. It's going to pitch in front of his teammate Cotier. And nice work at the back by Bryce to get it out. And he's got runners on the outside. If Duckworth can mark, great diving mark it was. And no, maybe it just pitched before he was able to grab that ball. I thought it might have been a mark, but it's going to be a ball up as he was held up at ground level after he grabbed the footy. Oh, Moray comes away. Beautiful kick, lace out, finds his man in Abe Williams, and he goes with the right foot kick, played on straight away, and it worked out. It worked out in the end. And a mark taken there deep in the forward pocket. Zach Williams. They've linked up together a couple of times so far today.
Don't know if it was intentional. I think he thought he had the man at the mark beaten, and he didn't realise how well he'd recovered. And in the end, the kick in hope more than anything landed in the waiting arms of Zach Williams, who's really deep in the forward pocket. Kicks probably going to have to go 30 metres, and deep in the pocket. It's made a good fist of it, but in the end it just fades across the face of goal. And the first score in a couple of minutes is a minor score. It's Panton Hill 9-14-68, leading Watsonia 5-6-36. That's a 32-point margin. It was 11 points at half-time, so the Redbacks certainly making their charge here in this third term.
How was the tap as well from Keane, just in the stoppage right near our commentary position here, just tapped it straight down to Amore, and did really well there in just providing a bit of a chop out for Craneborg as Haydock takes a great diving mark at left half forward and decides to square it up into the middle of the ground, finds McGough, who takes it just in front of Allen. McGough, left foot, goes inside the forward 50 on the lead. Abe Williams doesn't take it at the last second, drops out of his hands. Hodgson working hard for the footy. Abe Williams still in there as well. Hodgson, it's caught between both of those players' arms, and the ball. Well, the siren has gone here for three-quarter time. And at the break, it is Panton Hill leading this one. 9 goals, 14-68 to Watsonia, 5-6-36. Panton Hill did some work on that half-time margin.
Almost in the grand final, Panton Hill. 1 quarter to go of good footy, and they will be there on the last Saturday in Division 3. Goal scorers so far: Brendan O'Connor's got 4, Anthony Bryce 2, Abe Williams, Callum Still and Zach Williams all with 1 apiece. And for Watsonia, Andrew Kidd, the only multiple goal scorer, he's got 2, and Brendan Cotier, Matthew Cotier and Brodie Riccardi all with 1 each.
We'll go around the grounds when we come back from the break, but at three-quarter time it is Panton Hill with really just about 2 feet in the grand final. They are 9 goals at 14-68. Watsonia's 5-6-36. Can the Saints make a late charge? Plus also all the around the ground scores. Make sure you're tuning in back after the break. You are listening to the NFL Match of the Day on your local station 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. In front, as I think a few droplets of rain might start making their way down, so we're hoping it can hold off for another hour and 15 minutes so we don't get caught up in it. We are out in the open, but it's Panton Hill leading this game here by 32 points. It's 9 goals, 14-68 Panton Hill. They lead Watsonia, who is 5 goals, 6-36. Around the ground, starting in Division 1, we've got the Epic Football Club leading West Preston Lakeside 12-6-78 to 9-8-62. Greensboro has just hit the front against McLeod, potentially spoiling the Kangas party. They'd love to go up into the Division 1 finals, but it's Greensboro leading 11-9-75 to 9-16-70. Montmorency 10-11-71 to Lowell 24-7-31. Heidelberg 11-10-76 leading Eltham 7-6-48, and Bundoora now out to a 3-goal lead against Northcote Park 12-10-82 to 10-5-65. Into Division 2, where we have Diamond Creek just put the foot in the gas, 17-9-111 to Hurstbridge 13-8-86. That score was actually 86-68. So since that time, Diamond Creek's 7 goals won without Hurstbridge scoring. Laylaw 5-5-35 trails Whittlesea 14-14-98. Mernda 10-2-62 trails Fitzroy Stars 14-8-92, and North Heidelberg well in front of South Barang 17-7-109 to 4-5-29. Boys, here it's a 32-point margin, and really Watsonia is going to have to do something drastic from here, given they've only kicked the 5 goals for the afternoon.
Yeah, they need to find a way to try and get themselves back in the game, but it's very hard to do when you've got a team like Panton Hill who move the ball as efficiently and cleanly as they do. And it all starts from the defence, and we're speaking about it in the break and also throughout the other quarters as well, with Panton Hill's defence just being too clean, too efficient and too dominant overall. You've got guys back there like Strongman, Box and Gurkovic who retain possession, and then you've got the guys who track back like Byron and also Bryce, who's been getting back in defensive 50, and they use the ball so well, and they move it out to the wing, and straight away as soon as they get that quick and clean ball movement off half back, then there's no real way of stopping Panton Hill because they just move too fast and efficiently.
Yeah, that back six has been outstanding all day, apart from that little period in the third quarter where Watsonia got a little bit of a run on, but their back six has been magnificent all day. Their midfield's been working really hard. Hendry and Abe Williams have been fantastic for 3 quarters. Kremborg in the ruck. I think the only way Watsonia can win is if the Redbacks have some sort of North Melbourne style capitulation here in the last quarter and give up 6 or 7 in a row, but they've just been too classy throughout the day, and Watsonia have given it everything. They've gone really hard at the footy, but Panton Hill have just had too many winners on the ground.
It's safe to say they'd have to kick the first couple in a quick hurry, wouldn't they, to have any chance, because you just feel that as the quarter unwinds, Panton Hill can just hold the footy, play a possession game. Watsonia's really going to make their inroads early in this term.
So we're ready here for the start of the final term. It is Panton Hill leading 68-36 here at Shelley Street Reserve, and we're underway with Watsonia getting the quick possession out of the midfield. Kidd couldn't clear it though. It's still in the centre square, and the ball's just held up. We'll have a secondary ball up in the middle of the ground.
Must get the first goal if there are any chance here, the Saints. Rucks go at it. McConnell won it down the ground. Didn't come to a teammate. Quick kick out of the pack. Goes to half forward here for Panton Hill. Coming hard at the footy, there was Toffel. He's been working hard all day. Lowther involved as well. Good tackle from Crompton. There'll be yet another bounce there on the outer side, close to the middle of the ground.
So ball to be thrown up again. Kremborg and McConnell in the ruckwork. Kremborg taps it down, but it's cleared out up to centre half forward now. Making a lead for it is McGrath, who takes a good mark. It is O'Connor, in fact, who takes a good mark at centre half forward. And it looks like he's going to go back and kick for his, is it 5th goal of the day or 6th goal of the day?
It'll be his 5th if he can put this through. He hit the post on his previous attempt at 5.
So O'Connor, in he comes now for 5 goals and a spot in the grand final, one would think. Right foot on its way. It's high, it's long, it's with the wind, but it's just touched over the line. Watsonia breathe a sigh of relief. They're still just alive.
So 9:15:69 Panton Hill to Watsonia 5:6:36. From fullback, it looks like it will be McCluskey, who's just looking for options further afield. We'll move out to the outer side. A left foot kick, a long left foot kick up to left half back. The ball comes off hands, hits the ground. Running through is Crompton, who gets away with it. He goes up to the left half forward flank, tracking back though is Box, who has all the time in the world. Goes over to Byron, who gets on the right foot, goes up with a high kick to the wing, but high and wide. Goes out for and out of bounds on the full free kick to Watsonia.
Wallace and Cotier, they've done their best down that forward half, but it's been too many numbers and too many experienced campaigners down there in the back half. They're just so clean with the footy and know what to do in the pressure situations when the ball's at ground level or in the air in the back half, and that's why Panton Hill are winning this contest. They've been fantastic at defending, and once again, here's another example of that. A great mark taken there at half back, Joffa Byron. He goes with a right foot kick up to the wing, looking for Toffel on. Could have been paid the mark. I think he was in the end. The umpire has said he held onto it for long enough. So he's got it now on the right wing here. Lloyd Toffel on. He's been one of the best on ground. Goes with the right foot up to Scarce, and what a beautiful kick that was. Oh, no, he just got it over the line. Boundary umpire said it crossed the line before it landed in the arms of Scarce. I thought it was a lovely kick. It actually was not.
So left half back, Watsonia go with the kick up the line. Hogg. A high one, at the back, Box couldn't take it, hits the ground, and in fact goes over for a boundary throw-in, so there'll be another stoppage, this time a throw-in centre wing on the outer side of the ground. Leading here by 33 points is Panton Hill, ball thrown in again. They're a quarter away from making it to the Division 3 Grand Final, which will take place on September 7. And of course we'll broadcast that right here on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM as Elliott just mistimes the handball from Dornoff. McGough getting on hands and knees trying to get it back as well, but Watsonia do well through Matt Cottier. He gets it off now through to Crompton, who puts it on the left foot, goes with a high kick up to left half forward, but at the back by himself. Joffa Byron takes the mark again at half back, and well, he was 96 goals he kicked last year in the Division 3 competition.
In the regular, he got his 100th in the final series.
And he's been transformed into one of the better half-back flankers in Division 3. Who moves up to Kremborg, who centres it now to Hendry at centre half forward. Just gets spoiled from the back, but receives a free kick for chopping of the arms. So he'll have it here in the centre of the ground. He's got a man out wide if he wants him, looks for him, and goes there as well. Taking the mark there, I think that might be Zach Williams. In fact, it's Evans. He takes it left half forward, got plenty of leads on, finds one through Toffel, who takes a good mark at centre half forward.
Hasn't this bloke been good? He's been one of the more consistent players on the ground. Toffelon has not missed a beat for 4 quarters, and that kick inside is going to find, just over the head of his man there in O'Connor. Going hard was Lowther, trying to pick up the footy. Ball at ground level, and it's Wiesenfeld picking up the ball off the deck. Released the teammate, and now running off half-back Watsonia. And little ball was into the corridor. Probably not the right decision, but a free kick's been paid anyway. It's going to go to Kidd, and now they're running Watsonia. A chance for a goal here if they can move the ball cleanly. Long kick is over the head of its target, and the Panton Hill defence once again doing a magnificent job mopping up at the back. Now Hendry here on the near side. He's able to turn and go. He's going to get a shepherd from his teammate Gurkovic, and he continues to run now. Right foot kick is not the best one I've seen today, and it's marked there nicely at the back by a Watsonia player.
So Hogg has it here. It's right half back. Starts to go with a little kick over the top. Looking for a man in Hodgson, who takes a good mark on the lead. On the centre wing, near side of the ground. Hodgson wheels around on the left foot, goes to the high kick up the line, looking for Brendan Cottier, standing underneath this one, uses his strength. It just bounces off his chest and falls to Hendry, who's been very good today. He centres the ball up to Joffa Byron, he takes it. Just goes back on his mark in front of McConnell. He's got a Moray on short if he wants on the wing. Hendry's making a run up as well. Decides to go to a Moray though, at left half back, who squares it up centre. Finds a man in the middle of the ground. O'Connor took a really good mark, who goes further inside the centre of the ground, inside the circle. In there is Matt Cottier, who's applying a lot of pressure, but coming away with it there is Strongman, who goes to the kick inside the forward 50, finds a man on the lead. Lowther just bounces past him. He can get it back here, Lowther. Shrugs one man, puts on the right foot, gets it around the body, but kicks towards the goal line and taking a mark on the last line of defence. Looks like it was Rose.
He had the space, just had to put a little bit more air into that kick. Now Rick Kimberley at half-back for Watsonia. He slides a little ball in the middle and finds Abbott. Abbott can now go, and he kicks it long and high in the direction of McConnell. Out position there by Kremborg, and hasn't he been fantastic today in the ruck? Takes yet another fantastic mark there at half-back. And he's got a couple of teammates further afield. One of them is Hendry. It's not going to get to him, but a good mark taken there by one of his teammates there. A lovely mark there for Panton Hill in front of Hendry by O'Connor once again. And hasn't he had an outstanding day?
O'Connor looks to square it up. Goes to the man in the centre of the ground. Strongman takes it. Puts on the right foot. Goes off one step. Goes inside the forward 50. Making a lead is Zach Williams, but getting in front first. Again is Lockie Dornoff, who's been reading them all day. He wheels around on the right foot. Goes up towards the wing. Bounces once in front of Strongman, who punches it towards his goal. Matt Cottier getting back, so is Wallace. Tries to tap it on, but getting back well was McGough, who gets around one. Tries to retain possession of the footy. It's just punched out of his hands. It goes back out to Box, who gets a nice diving handball onto Nielsen, who goes inside the forward 50. And taking a good mark is Abe Williams. It looks like he feels it's too far out to score, looking for options inboard. He's still looking a bit undecisive. He's still looking inboard.
Hendry calling for it deep.
He might just go long to the line. He's got a few leads presenting from the goal square. Plays on, goes with the left foot, goes with the high wobbly kick up to the goal square, out the back. Duckworth couldn't take it. He falls to Craneborg. Craneborg was wrapped up in an Abbott tackle, who falls to ground, and there will be a ball up just outside the goal square inside the Panton Hill forward 50.
Another goal you would think would clinch a spot in the grand final. It's almost no point of no return here for Watsonia. Ball now in the air, bobbling around. Haydock, Abe Williams crashing through, over to Haydock. Wouldn't it be great if he could get a goal? Slides one through. Just touched on the line. I thought he'd just gone the little Daniel Motlop dribbler, but just touched on the line there. Nice work there by the Watsonia defender to stop what would have been one of the top 5 plays of the week, I'm sure, if it had gone through.
9-16-70 Panton Hill, leading Watsonia 5-6-36. Have already gone, we're close to 8 minutes in this quarter, so time is quickly escaping Watsonia, and to consider no goals have been scored this term either, it just means it's not going to be a long term. And I think we're waiting. It looks to be a Panton Hill player being limped off the ground here with in the arms of 2 trainers. I can't quite pick up. It actually might be O'Connor. So keep an eye on that one there as the player unfolds. I'll let you boys...
it's Hendry.
It's Hendry, it is, correct. Wearing the number 16 jersey. So the ball now can continue on, and Watsonia make their way up to half back, where the mark was taken there by... the player in, I think it was Kidd who took the mark, the kick's now turned over, and that marking it is O'Connor, who just kicks it straight back to an opposition player, and they're away there through. Kidd kicks it long, was Cottier in fact out wide, and allowing the ball to just roll over the line is Nielsen, and it was Nielsen as we just wait on and see how Henry's pulled up. And
he's on the ground here. Looks like he's in the hands of the trainer. So it must be a knee or an ankle because he hasn't been able to stand up since he's come off the field to play.
If he can't play in a couple of weeks' time, that's a massive out. He's a hugely important member of their midfield.
Well, he's got a week to recover as well if that's a positive to come by from this situation. So in total, he's got about 2 weeks to recover before the grand final. So you'd hope that's enough time. You hope it's not a serious injury, but if it is, then yeah, that'll be a big hit to their midfield. As the ball is now out right half back for Panton Hill. Strongman gets it, running through, goes up to centre half forward for a big kick, taking it out in front. O'Connor dropped it at the last moment, barging through there. Watsonia gets it off to Elliott, whose handball was intercepted by Toffolo, and he gets it back, but his handball was intercepted as well. And Watsonia have it back here. A poor handball goes back to O'Connor. A lot of disposal errors here from both sides. It comes out to Abbott of Watsonia now, so plenty of turnovers in that bit of play. And he again turns it over to Evans at right half back now for Panton Hill, who goes out to Scarce, who's got Haydock running past if he wants, ignores him, drags the opponent in, now goes off to Haydock. Haydock now all by himself, finds a man all by himself as well in the forward line. Duckworth didn't take it, was hit in the head. Abbott getting in there as well. Rose, handball at the back. Watsonia have it now and they go up the line. Hodgson, Wallace on the near side, out the back, Box. Took it the second time around. Goes, plenty of strength there from Box. Goes inside 50, hit the intended target, slips over. Watsonia have it back again at the half-back flank. This time they move out to the outer side, trying to switch up the play here. It's a 2-on-1 contest in favour of Watsonia. Third man comes in now. You'd expect them to win it, but the Panton Hill player wins out. That was well done there.
Strongman.
It comes out now to McGough, who goes off to Nielsen, who goes inside the forward 50. Taking the mark inside the forward line is O'Connor, and a scrappy bit of play ends with O'Connor lining up for his 5th or 6th. I've lost count.
5th, he's missed again twice, but that's the take of out there. Ben Strongman. He outbodied 3 players in the end, refused to lose that footy, didn't he? And he won the contest. The ball moved on for Nielsen, and now gives O'Connor a chance at goal number 5. It would equal what Watsonia scored. It would also mean that he would have kicked half of his side's goals. This will take him to goal number 10, and that kick looks pretty good. And Panton Hill is going to the Division 3 Grand Final. 10 goals, 16-76. Watsonia's 5-6-36. 11 minutes played, final quarter. Brendan O'Connor has 5 goals.
So a fantastic display here from Brendan O'Connor in the absence of Ben Finnan as well. He's really stepped up when it's counted, and as a senior player in the side, I suppose his experience has come in handy in this situation here.
As I was saying before, having a ready-made replacement who could step up into the role when your number 1 man goes down and kick 5 and have a massive influence on the contest in a final, that is just a huge result. Brendan O'Connor, well played. And now Panton Hill, they release again off half-back into the area of Haydock. He couldn't quite take it. The ball was chopped off there by Abbott. Going in hard was Rose, tried to get it out to Abbott. Here's Kremborg at ground level. Kremborg tried to find his man in Duckworth, who was possibly necked, but umpire said no, it's going to be a stoppage here right in front of our commentary spot.
Just obviously they've got the game just about sewn up now, 40 points in front, but they've got their injury concerns, don't they? Still in the sling, and Henry with what looks like a knee injury, so they've still, despite taking the points, there's a few causes for concern as Haydock now runs onto the loose footy in the forward line. He just didn't get a kind bounce, did he? Had to find a teammate almost for the footy now. Got it off to Keane, who was slow to get it to boot. He was tackled, and the umpire said he didn't get rid of it cleanly or legally, and the free kick now to Eldon Abbott of Watsonia. Gave a swooping handball back. Now what's next from McCluskey? He has to switch the ball. It's a one-on-one contest now. They can't quite get there. And the mark taken by Allen quickly moved on now. And they're away through half-back. Kick up to half-forward. Who's the leading target? Wallace. He took this one out in front of the eyes. They can switch the play. They've got a man in front of us here in half-forward. It's Matt Cottier. He went for that man, but Strongman just ran off half-back. Spoiled it to ground. Then later tackle on Rich Kimberley. Winning again, Strongman. 3 efforts. It's infectious. Amore gets in there now, but taking it away is Cottier. Goes to a vacant square, but as I say that, getting back is Gurkovic taking the mark now, moving outside. It's going to be Haydock.
Who was a man possessed then, Strongman?
He's done it twice in the space of 2 minutes. It just really gets the team up and about, and with the game already in their keeping, it just shows their desperation as Amore brings the ball inside to Scarce.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's Amore. Beautiful kick into Scarce, and he slides one into half-forward. Another mark taken. Is that O'Connor who's got it again?
It is.
And he slides one into Lowther. Couldn't quite take the mark. Good defence there by Hines. And Watsonia, they're going to clear here off half-back. They've got a big game coming up here, a prelim against Thomastown or Reservoir. So they would want to run out this game well. Nice kick up to half-forward, taken on the second bite of the cherry. And a right foot kick inside. inside is a good one from Shane Hodgson, and the mark has been taken inside. It was
Brendan Codier's take that.
Codier, who's been a good target. He's fought hard against the back six that's been outstanding for 4 quarters.
So Codier's going to line up and shoot for what will be Watsonia's 6th goal of the day, which is a bit of a disappointing effort when you have a look at it. Over the course of 4 quarters, they've only kicked 5 goals so far, lining up for their 6th. But I suppose they'll have to recover from today's performance and come out again next week to take on either Thomastown or Reservoir. But Codier comes in. Right foot kick on the way. It's coming back. Good has it got the carry? It does. And Codier has scored a goal. And Watsonia now a 6-6-42 to Panton Hill, 10-16-76. They get one back here in the final term.
So Brendan Codier becomes the 2nd multiple goal scorer for Watsonia. It's been a lean day. Goal scorers Andrew Kidd 2, Codier 2, Matt Codier 1, and Brody Riccardi just the 1 as well. At that burst in the 2nd quarter where they really looked like they were going to take the game up to the Redbacks, but since have faded. The Redbacks have really stepped up here in the 2nd half and shown what they're made of. Ball thrown up again in the middle of the ground. Craneborg taps it down. Comes out to a play there in Scarce, who moves it up to Zach Williams, who takes a good mark on the lead. Right half forward. A lot of players moving back inside the forward 50 here for Panton Hill. They're not done yet. They want a few more goals. They want to put some icing on the cake. Williams at right half forward. Goes to the right foot kick. It was smothered by the man on the mark partially. It comes out to Keane, who goes after Strongman again. A handball out wide now to McGough, who handballs back inside to Strongman. Strongman running inside the forward 50. A handball over the top to Toffelon. Toffelon runs in. Right foot kick. Shot at goal. It's faded out to the right. Way out to the right, in fact. I think it's registered. Has registered for 1 behind. Just sneaking into the behind post.
So 10-17-77 plays 6-6-42 around the grounds in Division 1. Epping 12-7-79 to West Preston 10-10-70. McLeod back in front 11-16-82 to Greensboro 12-9-81. They're 1 point in front, but Eltham's only 30 down. They need Eltham to be down by more. Eltham 8-6-54. Heidelberg 12-12-84. So as it stands, Eltham still in that 5th place. Montmorency 11-13-79 to Lowell 24-9-33. And Bandura skipping away from Northcote Park 15-12-102 to 12-6-78.
We are in red time here in the final quarter of the 2nd semi-final of Division 3, and Panton Hill's going to go through to the grand final. Watsonia trying to run out these last couple of minutes here, but it's not working for them. Abe Williams has been magnificent all day. So is this man O'Connor. O'Connor goes in deep. It probably wasn't his best kick. Good mark taken there at the back for Watsonia. And I think that may be... Is that Hines? No, I don't think it is. Oh, the way the player goes long to the outer side. Haydock went in really hard. Here's Bryce. Gives a handball over to Williams, who's been in everything. Back to that man, O'Connor. Had an outstanding day. Looking at the Narellan Pools player of the day, you would think. Here's Williams once more. He goes deep inside forward 50, and the mark is taken there on the outer side. Good grab there. I think that might be... Is that Strongman out there?
I believe it is, yeah. He's moved up... He moved up to the half-forward line in the last few minutes of the game, so...
Hasn't he had a great last
deserves
quarter?
a goal, doesn't he? He's been one of the best players of the field.
And the kick is on its way. It's not going to get there. It's going to fade out to the left for 1 behind, but outstanding last quarter there from Ben Strongman. Really put the foot down when Watsonia needed to make a charge here in the last term. He was one of the ones who stopped that from happening.
So McCluskey from fullback now for Watsonia. Goes out to left half-back. Mark not taken by the intended target. Panton will get it back. They square it up now to Craneborg. Standing in the middle of the ground. Craneborg looking for options further afield. Goes out to left half forward. Finds a man on the lead. Zach Williams doesn't take it. Gets it back the second time around. Matt Codier coming through. Applying a challenge. Was he tripped there? Zach Williams gets it off to Gilmore, who we haven't seen much of today. Goes inside the forward 50. O'Connor at the ground level there. Coming out to Weissenfeld as well on hands and knees. Handballs off to Hines. Hines is trickling out towards the boundary line. Kick from the pocket. Oh, it's bouncing through. It's bouncing through. Oh, what a goal.
Oh, no. He said it's just shaved the post.
Back of the post on the way through, unfortunately. So that
disappointing.
Well, unfortunately,
how many times did that happen to us?
Puts paid to a goal of the year contender there. Hits the back of the post. Panton Hill 10-19-79. Watsonia 6-6-42. Looking at the scoring shots now, 12-29. So they're well on top here. As we get word through that it might be an ankle with Hendry, I believe it looks like. But Panton Hill are going to push forward again. Handball inside now. Who's the next option? Kick. Was it partially smothered? I don't think it was. And getting back, taking the mark was Zach Williams. Juggled effort, going back with the flight, and he takes the mark and should go back and kick his second goal here. And this, again, just puts further icing on what's already a very sweet cake for Panton Hill.
Yet another player who's had a sensational day here. The whole team went quiet in that second quarter, but for the first, third and fourth, he has been prolific and probably deserves a second goal. And he comes now, Zach Williams, 30 metres out, not much of an angle to speak of, puts his foot through the ball, but he slides it away to the left, and it's going to be one behind. 10 goals, 20. They could have won this by a lot.
They've been wasted all day, haven't they? 10 goals, 20, 80, plays 6-6-42 around the grounds in Division 2, and we've got the Hurstbridge Football Club 14-9-93 to Diamond Creek 19-12-126. Layla was 6-6-42 to Whittlesea 16-16-112. Mernda 11-4-70 the Fitzroy Stars 17-11-113. And North Heidelberg 24-8-152, doing it convincingly over South Morang 4-8-32.
A free kick paid to Wallace, who moves it out to right half forward. Hodgson doesn't take it. Comes off to Matt Cottier. Hodgson gets it back though. A left foot kick squares up to centre half forward. Wallace takes it down low. In fact, that's Rose who goes on the left foot inside the forward line. Abbott all by himself takes a mark on a 45-degree angle and will kick from about 40 metres out.
I guess the thing here for Watsonia is they can't afford to just drop the heads. They obviously want to take something into next week as well, and you don't want to go in having been beaten up. If you can just play the game out, take some momentum into next week, and then take on the winner of tomorrow's game between Thomastown and Reservoir, also here at Shelley Reserve.
Abbott comes in, right foot kick on the way, it started right, it's coming back, it's just hooking back but doesn't come back soon enough, and one behind.
And of course whichever team they play will be in winning form, as opposed to Watsonia, who've just dropped this one today. So it will be a very tough contest next week, no matter who they play, Thomastown or Reservoir.
And the past two preliminary finals have been thrillers both times. I think Panton Hill last year by, I think it was 4 points. The year before it was Parkside over Panton Hill by 2 points, so perhaps another thriller awaits.
On the outer side of the ground now, ball locked up at ground level, and the umpire comes in, calls for a ball up.
Just an important score coming from around the ground, and Greensborough's now 2 goals clear of McLeod, 14-10-94 to 11-16-82, so that's music to all the Alpha Meres.
Kicked into the middle of the ground here, out in front, taking a mark, well done was Abe Williams, handball on to Scarce, Scarce running on, he's got an acre of space in front of him, takes one bounce, goes to the right foot kick inside the forward line. Zach Williams all by himself, takes the mark, uncontested almost, and will go back directly in front and kick for his second goal of the day, is it? Yes,
he's got 1 goal 3 so far. Probably deserves a second, as I was alluding to before when he had his previous set shot.
So he'll kick from about 25 metres out. It's gone back on a big run up. And this will be for Panton Hill's 11th goal of the day. They're currently sitting on 10-20-80 to Watsonia 6-7-43 as Williams comes in. Right foot kick on the way. It's just squeeze in for a goal. And Williams does have his second. And the score is now Panton Hill 11-20-86 to Watsonia 6-7-43. And we'll be seeing Panton Hill in the grand final on September 7th for Division 3. And that, of course, will be broadcast right here on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM.
It's 2 things there. One, he's made the goal umpire do a bit of work, hasn't he? But also, just from the Panton Hill fans, no over-the-top celebrations from the players as well. They've come here, they've done the job they've had to do. They've wanted to progress straight through the grand final. They'll get a week off, but it's just been business as usual, hasn't it? And hasn't been anything, no flair about it in this last quarter, just going on with the job.
Abbott goes inside the forward 50, and Matt Cottier takes a mark. He's been good in the second half of the game, Matt Cottier. Working hard around the ball, and he's going to go back as well on a 45-degree angle and kick from about 40 metres out.
As another goal goes through for Greensborough, 15-10-100 to McLeod, 11-16-82. Altham trails 9-6-60 to 14-13-97.
Matt Cottier hands off to Abbott, and Abbott spears one inside the forward line. Wallace takes a good diving mark, and he'll kick from about 20 metres out, still on the 45-degree angle.
He'd probably deserve one for his efforts as well. Wallace still hasn't kicked the goal. He's let up hard. He's had a really good battle, it has to be said, with Will Box throughout the afternoon as well. And
tough opponent.
It's a very hard one. I thought early on, he at least he was presenting when they were struggling early on, and he had a good second quarter as they worked back into it. Should finish with a goal here, and his kick on goal just sneaks in. So Tom Wallace kicks his first, and obviously with the game all over, just a quick few subtle high fives and nothing more than that. So Watsonia now move along to 7 goals, 7-49. Panton Hill is 11 goals, 20-86. 37 points is the margin. Around the grounds, Division 1, Bundura 16-13-109 leads Northcote Park 13-7-85. Epping is 13-7-85 also, but to West Preston 11-11-77. And Montmorency leading 85-33 against Lowell Plenty. And just repeating, it's Greensborough by 18 points at the moment over McLeod. Heidelberg's 37 points over the top of Eltham, but if those results stay as they are, it will be Eltham finishing in 5th place.
Here at Shelley Street Reserve, week 1 of the finals in Division 3, almost full time is upon us. A high kick out to a right half forward for Watsonia, Abbott getting underneath her as well, Crompton fighting hard, Matt Cottier as well. Almost he deserves a vote in the Rellan Pools player of the day at the end of the game. On hands and knees there, Byron. So is Box, wrapped up in a tackle by Kimberley, and he hits the deck. There'll be a ball up at right half forward for the Saints.
Seconds counting down. Merely a grand final awaits for Panton Hill. Only a couple of minutes more. Here's Byron, gets it out to Duckworth. Duckworth releases Gilmore. Maybe one more in them. As the handball from Gilmore after he received contact went to his teammate Keane. Keane goes long towards the man in Lowther. Off his hands, he was able to give it to Williams. Williams will snap around the corner. Is it going to bounce through for a goal? I think it is. Beautiful stuff from Abe Williams. He's had a fantastic day. Lowther, fantastic contest as well there. And Panton Hill get a little cherry on top.
He's been great today, and both of his goals have been real highlights, haven't they? He had the snapshot in the 3rd quarter that bent back through beautifully. Really, when he just got the ball very quickly and he just threw it on the boot and it bent back through, and now that one there on the run, and he just puts, as Tom said, another cherry on top of a sweet cake for Panton Hill going towards their 2nd grand final in successive years. 12 goals, 20-92 to Watsonia 7-49.
So the full-time siren just around the corner. Ball in the middle of the ground. Kraneborg fighting hard as he has done all day. There'll be a secondary ball up still in the middle of the ground. Kraneborg and Hogg to do the ruck work. Dornoff, 3rd man over the top. Goes out to centre half forward. McGough gets off to Byron. Byron, another handball off to Keane, who runs on. This is Nielsen. Nielsen goes to the right foot, kick up to the forward flank. Abe Williams out in the lead. Takes it the second time around. Gets around McCluskey. Gets around again. Goes on the left foot inside the forward line. Trying to track this one down, Toffel trips over once, gets it back up on the right foot kick on the way, but it's hooked way out to the right, and that's gone out of bounds on the full.
So the sunshine now peers through, and she might have just snuck in for a point, it looks to be. So one minor score there from Toffel 12-21-93, plays 7-7-49, and sunshine comes out here. So late in the game, it's been overcast right throughout, but fortunately the rain stayed away. It's made for a good spectacle, despite the scoreline being so inaccurate on Panton Hill's behalf, as the ball now being ready to be brought into play.
Weissenfeld again for Watsonia, goes straight up the guts and finds a man at centre half back. This is Crompton, who wheels around on the left foot this time and goes to the outer side, making a lead as Wallace, who takes a good mark out in front. He's standing between the wing and half back here, decides to square it up to the centre of the ground and finds a man. It's a bit of run here, Watsonia. They go with a low kick up to centre half forward. It bounces once in front of Cottier, who gets wrapped up in a tackle. Did he dispose of it correctly? Umpire says no, he didn't. I think a free kick has been given to Watsonia as well. So has it, or is it
the ball up?
Ball up. Oh, okay then. Do not know what that ball up was for, but anyway, goes out to Box at centre half back, tracking this one down. Moving further inside the forward 50 for Watsonia. Wallace handballs off to Abbott, who can get around one. He drops it at the last moment, gets it again, gets it back on the right, kicks over the back of his head, hasn't gone through to the goals. In fact, it's gone over the boundary line, and it will be a boundary throw in the left forward.
How good was that by Gurkovic coming out of the goal square, laying the big body, stopped a certain goal that would have been there, running through for Eldon Abbott. The ball just pitching in front, and Gurkovic just attacking the ball and the body and stopping a certain goal.
Kraneborg, a big double fist out towards the forward flank. Getting back there, looks like Brendan Cottier. Handballs back into Kidd. Kidd with the right foot kick. It floats up and it goes over for a goal. And Kidd kicks another one. Watsonia have closed the gap, but it's too little too late at the moment.
So by the very faint, or the one soul clap in the background, you can tell it's this one is well and truly over Watsonia. 8-7-55, Panton Hill 12-21-93. Kidd now has 3 goals, and he's had a pretty successful day despite his side looking like going down to a pretty convincing loss.
Contenders for the Narellan Pools player of the day, guys?
I think Ben Strongman and Abe Williams will be right up there. Lloyd Toffelon's been very good as well. You'd think it would come from a Redbacks player.
Hendry was great before he got injured.
He was, yeah. As the ball's tapped back down, Scarce gets a kick up towards centre half forward. Another clearance one there by Panton Hill. Rose doesn't get first hands to it. It falls out now to Abe Williams, who runs inside an open goal. 2 bounces, a little handball over the top to Lowther. Handball back onto Williams, and another goal there for Panton Hill. 13-21-99. to Watsonia, 8-7, 55, and they're just toying with them now.
Well, that was a case of neither wanting to kick the goal in the end, was it? It was the old Joe the Goose handball over the top from Williams, and he gave it off to Lowther, who hasn't kicked the goal, so he was well within his rights to just put it through, but he gave it back after Williams' good build-up play, and he has goal number 3 as well, Abe Williams, and Panton Hill moves to 13-21-99, Watsonia 8-7, 55, dying stages of this second semi-final.
44-point ball game. Panton Hill are going to go through to the Div 3 grand final. Watsonia have got another game to play before they can get there. And dying seconds here in the last quarter. It will be a big celebration. A couple of double fist pumps will happen out there for the Redbacks boys, you would imagine. As the Rucks go at it again. Gilmore going in hard. Here's Duckworth, and that is the final siren. Panton Hill are through to the Div 3 grand final. Sensational effort. They run out winners by 44 points in a comprehensive performance. First quarter, third quarter and fourth quarter, absolutely magnificent. And they run out deserving winners, and they had 22 players who gave their all.
Convincing win in the end for Panton Hill, 13-21-99 to Watsonia, 8-7, 55. Jordan or Tom, will get one of you to go through the goal kickers today, and it was headlined by Brendan O'Connor's 5 goals.
It was. O'Connor was magnificent. 5 goals, 1 he kicked for the day. Probably could have had a couple more. Abe Williams chimed in for 3. He was fantastic throughout the contest. Anthony Bryce, he was also brilliant. He got 2. Callum Still and Zach Williams 1 apiece. And for Watsonia, Andrew Kidd chimed in with 3. Had a pretty good day. Brendan Cottier with 2. Matt Cottier with 1. And Brodie Riccardi just the 1.
As we go, I guess, into the post-match celebrations, it's somewhat around the grounds quickly, and pretty amazingly, McLeod is now level with Greensboro, 15-17-107 to Greensboro 16-11-107. Also Heidelberg 17-14-116 to Eltham 10-6-66. So we said there was a 52-point differential going into the game. It's now at 50 as such, but McLeod must somehow find another goal here to, if they can kick one and the results go that way as an end, it will be McLeod going into the finals by probably 0 point something of a percent. So as it stands, Epping 15-9-99 to West Preston Lakeside 11-11-77. McLeod 15-17-107 to Greensboro 16-11-107. Montmorency 13-14-92 to Lowell 24-12-36. Heidelberg 17-14-116 to Eltham 10-16-66. These are all progressive scores, that must be said. Not over yet. Bundoora 17-14-116 leads Northcote Park 14-17-91. Into Division 2, Hurstbridge 17-9-111 trails Diamond Creek 20-13-133. Lalor 8-6-54 trails Whittlesea 19-17-131. Mernda 11-4-70 trails Fitzroy Stars 17-11-113, and North Heidelberg 25-9-159 leads South Rang 5-8-38. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we'll hopefully have a successful Panton Hill player from today's 44-point win. We'll also go around the grounds and have all the final scores as they come through. But for the time being, we'll go to a break on your local station, 88.6 Plenty Valley FM.